Yo, what is up, dudes, dudettes, and everything in between? I'm Reyes, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk, a series where I make everybody question the world more than we already do. Now, you all know my love for true crime, but I don't know if I've mentioned my love for all things medical. It's true. I have two parents that are nurses, so I've been exposed to many aspects of the medical field all my life. Hell, I remember being like 4 and trying to read my dad's copy of Grey's Anatomy. Not the show, the actual medical textbook. I can't watch any medical dramas because I end up taking them way too seriously and critiquing everything. Anyway, today we are counting down my top 10 picks for the scariest, most fucked up medical mistakes people have gone through, which are in no particular order, so without further ado, let's get into it. Number 10, Michael Collumbini. It's possible that some of you may have heard of this one, but for those who have not, Michael Collumbini was a 6-year-old from New York who was getting an MRI scan that was a routine imaging procedure that was being performed since he underwent surgery to remove a benign brain tumor the following week. Now, if you know anything about MRI machines, that stands for magnetic resonance imaging, which means it is magnetic, and having any metal around MRIs when they are turned on is a big no-no. Unfortunately, maybe this nurse wasn't aware the machine was on and walked into the room with a huge metal oxygen tank, which, as you could have guessed, the MRI attracted it, and the oxygen tank struck Michael in the head, killing him instantly. This could have all been prevented if somebody would have informed the nurse a routine imaging procedure was taking place, or if she did know, she should not have been so careless. 9. Double mastectomy. If you don't know what a mastectomy is, it's when they remove your breasts. And this typically happens if you have breast cancer, but there could be other causes, such as various diseases or infections. In this case, a woman went into the doctor's office and received the awful news that she had breast cancer in both breasts, and that the only way to save her life was to remove both of them. So she went through with it. But a few weeks later, she was told by another doctor that she never had breast cancer, and a mistake had been made in the lab, her results being switched with somebody else's. The dude needs one of those motivational posters teachers have in their classrooms about being responsible. 8. Anesthesia awareness. Oh boy, is this going to make you have a phobia of having surgery. Anesthesia awareness is when you are given anesthesia to make you fall unconscious, but the correct combination or dosage is not administered properly. So you're paralyzed on the table, not able to move or open your eyes, but you can feel every last cut the surgeon does, or every last cauterized burn. If you're having a mitral valve put into you, you'll feel them crack your ribs and then cut open your heart. If you're having your appendix moved, you'll feel the pain of it rupturing or being inflamed, and you'll feel them cut open your stomach and cauterize your large intestine where it is removed. It is one of the most painful things a human being can experience, but it happens, and more than you might think. Yes, hospitals are getting better at making sure it doesn't happen, but it still does. Such is the case with a man named Sherman Sizemore, who was getting a stomach surgery and was conscious for 16 minutes of it. That may not seem like a long time, but if you're in excruciating pain, 16 minutes feels like 16 hours. Finally, they realized their major oopsie, but it was too late. After that, he wasn't the same. He suffered serious PTSD, didn't sleep, barely ate, and when he did sleep, it was vivid nightmares. Sadly, he couldn't take it, and he took his own life shortly after. I'm not really scared of getting surgery, but I'm scared of not being put under properly. If you're gonna cut me open, you better give me the proper drug cocktail. 7. Solange Magnano. Plastic surgery and various injections are becoming more and more popular each day. People desire the perfect body, the perfect lips, the perfect chest, and personally, I do not agree with it. You should love yourself for you because you are beautiful. However, former beauty queen Solange Magnano went in for a butt injection because she wanted to make it a bit bigger. But 3 days later, she died. Foreign matter traveled from the injection site to her lungs, sending her into cardiac arrest and restricted her airways, causing her to sadly pass away from that foreign matter. Number 6. Dr. Death. Not really a mistake because this dude killed people on purpose, but I'm including it anyway. I love true crime, and I love medicine. So of course I know about the infamous Harold Shipman or Dr. Death. How do you earn the nickname Dr. Death? You kill 218 to 250 innocent patients by saying they have various life-threatening illnesses that they do not have, and then give them extremely large amounts of drugs. Specifically, a drug known as diamorphine, which is the medical term for heroin. In the medical world, diamorphine is used for severe pain, but it's also called medical heroin, so we could just say he overdosed 218 to 250 people on heroin. And he was sentenced to life in prison, but ended his life in his own prison cell. By the way, I do plan on making an entire video on Dr. Death, so do be on the lookout for that. Hope I don't forget it. I shouldn't, because I write my ideas down, but it should be coming. 5. Wrong leg amputation. This case goes back 27 years in 1995. 50-year-old Willie King was supposed to have a deceased leg amputated, but ended up having a healthy one amputated. Why? Well, the incorrect leg was listed on the blackboard in the operating room, the hospital's computer system, and the operating room schedule. The doctor's defense was that the other leg had to come off eventually, but still, let him live with one leg for as long as his life lets him. And say you're sorry. I swear this guy was probably carrying a boombox, playing Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins, which, yeah, he was right into the danger zone, and he'll take you right into the danger zone. Maybe he should have joined Top Gun. Actually, he'd probably lead his team right into an explosion and say, oopsie, I was listening to my tunes.
Just be here listening to my tunes.
4. Fertility clinic error. A couple who were having trouble conceiving a child went into a fertility clinic to get some help. But during the in vitro fertilization, the clinic used the wrong male part of the process, which I can't say the actual term because it makes me a bit uncomfortable for unrelated reasons. And when the baby was born, its skin was way darker than either parent, and lab results revealed that the supposed dad was not the biological father. Yeah, a lawsuit happened shortly after. 3. Wrong organ removed. Have you ever looked at someone and wondered, what is going on inside their head? Well, everybody looked at this doctor like that when a patient went in to have her gallbladder removed and instead got her kidney removed, which was caused by an error in misreading lab tests. The surgeon was given a 5-year probation by the state medical board for taking out somebody's perfectly good kidney, because that makes sense. 2. Instrument left. This is actually a fairly common mistake doctors and surgeons make. Sometimes they'll be closing a patient up and a few hours later realize, wait, Billy, where's your other surgical glove? Christina, what did you do with my pager? Damn it, Christina. Sorry if your name's Christina. But in 2000, Donald Church underwent surgery to have a tumor extracted from his abdomen, which he did take out the tumor but left a 13-inch metal retractor. It was 2 months of pain before the mistake was discovered. He received $97,000 in damages. $97,000? If you're gonna leave metal in my large intestine, I at least want the full $1 million. What would one do with $1 million? I'd give half to my family, get my nephew something nice, some to charity. Then I'd adopt 16 dancing rats with top hats and make them perform in teeny tiny little tents.
Hello,
What? It would be funny.
I like money.
Finally, at number 1, we have the doctor's mark. A woman by the name of Leanna Geddes, I probably butchered that, I'm sorry, was going in to give birth to her first child via C-section, or cesarean section. And the day after delivering a healthy girl, she held a mirror up to her stomach to find the doctor's initials carved, where he also performed the C-section. Apparently, he thought it would be hilarious to make this poor woman into a branded cow like they did in the 1500s. I can't imagine the pure terror this woman felt when she saw that. The doctor was found guilty of assault and was sentenced to, guess what his sentence was? Guess. Probation. Yup, you carve your initials into somebody's flesh and you get probation. Makes perfect sense. That's going to be it for this video. If you want to see more of my content or my knee slap content, consider subscribing if you want. Anyway, I love you guys, stay safe, and never let anybody take your crown.